What is going on, everyone? Alex here. Thank you for joining me in this rather gloomy Polish park. I wanted to talk as quickly as possible on the subject of meaning. It's an idea that's been on my mind a fair amount, especially over the last year in this lockdown world. It's been a topic of discussion amongst many of my clients and friends. It's been a challenging time, and I can see why this question comes up. It's normally something that arises when people sense a sense of dissatisfaction in their lives. There's something missing, there's lack. The question comes up, what is the meaning of life? What is the point of it all? Why do I need to get up and do all of this stuff? Why? I think having studied spirituality and the mind and thinking and human behavior a fair amount over the last decade plus, my idea of meaning has warped and shifted a fair amount. Where I stand at the moment with it is that there is no meaning. Shock horror, don't drop your cup of tea. Meaning, if you really think about it, is a human construct. The fact that we need to have meaning projected onto our reality, meaning infused into our own lives, is a very human need. And if you think about it, without human subjectivity, without human labeling, without our own ego's drive to want to quantify and judge everything around us, there is no meaning. An animal doesn't see meaning. If you look at the world in its purity of form, if you look at reality in its pure form, there is no meaning. So we're creating something, we're creating a need for something that isn't even there. And I would argue that our need for there to be meaning in our lives, our desire for purpose, our desire for there being a point to what we do, is creating the very lack that is pushing us forward into wanting that meaning. Because we see ourselves as not living in that meaning, when we're seeing the work that we do not fulfilling that idea we have of what meaning is, we are suffering as a result. So it's really interesting to look at how we create all this complication for ourselves in our own minds, in our own thinking, in our own interpretations about what life should be for us. Whenever there's a should in there, that's going to be a cause for suffering. And I would argue that looking for meaning and thinking that there should be purpose or a point to the things we do is creating that suffering. What if our entire experience was all about rediscovering our true selves, rediscovering, finding, connecting to the energy, the spirit, the aliveness that runs beneath all of these opinions, all of these interpretations, all of this desire to have meaning that creates our suffering, that creates this struggle, that creates this lack in the first place? What if life was simply an exploration, a journey to find the simplicity that runs beneath all of it, and to realize ultimately that there is no meaning, there is no need to look for meaning, and within that vessel, within that understanding, within that clarity and simplicity, we're free to do and create whatever we want. We are creative beings. If you look around at what humans are able to do, we are a creative lot. We create, we make things. It's about playing the game of creating things. And creating things doesn't necessarily mean that you're creating something physical, that you're creating some invention. You're creating anything that you want. It can be a relationship, it can be something ethereal. So if you're finding yourself frustrated that there is no obvious point to the things we do, well, take a step back and have a think about whether there might not need to be a point to the things we do. That life is about our experiencing of the beautiful purity of simply being and having the capacity within us as humans to create and to have fun in that creation and to step out into the world every day refreshed, anew, with this power that we have, that we're able to create whatever we want. Life is, in that sense, a canvas that we have the ability to throw paint onto in any way we like. And this experience, as difficult as it can be at times, doesn't need to be seen as something that has any meaning. I think that tends to complicate things. there is a simplicity to our experience. There's also a magicalness to it. So I want to end this just by bringing attention to whenever you feel yourself needing something, whenever you feel yourself lacking in something, that there should be something different in your experience, that life should be different, there's something that you're not quite getting. That is an indication that you're believing in a thought that is not helping you. If you ever feel negative emotions, if you feel frustrated, if you feel like there's some kind of dissatisfaction, that's always an indication that your thinking is coming up with various ideas around how life should be that isn't helping you. And that thought is taking away from your ability to play and create in this simple existence that we have for ourselves. I hope that helped, guys. Do like this video if you liked it. Do subscribe if you want to hear more like this, and I will see you in the next one.